What is the burden or emotional toll on special needs or SEND parents? Let's talk about it. The medical needs alone could be their own discussion between going to doctors constantly, some of which are hours or even states away, for medical treatments that insurance mostly will not cover. Or if they do cover it, you're spending hours on the phone with insurance, get medical supplies covered, and going from doctor to doctor, getting different diagnoses and different opinions, a never-ending stream of confusion, and then spending time in the hospital with your child and needing care for your other children and taking time off work. I mean, it goes on and on and on. So let's talk some facts. So for children who have any kind of neurodivergence or special need, medical need, the research says that they can require over 200% more resources and financial support than a neurotypical child. That is a ton of money. And it is expensive enough just to raise any neurotypical child who does not have these extra cognitive or medical or developmental needs. And not only that, it often takes any chance of a real career away from the primary caregiver. Now, one positive thing about social media is that many of these parents have been able to share their stories, educate and influence other people, and have a little bit of a source of income and a community that way. So I do appreciate that about social media. And what about in school? Well, many of these children, in fact, 1/3 or more, have to change placements at one point or another during their education, whether that's homeschooling, outside district placement, at some kind of specialized school, is exhausting. These kids often do not receive proper classification or diagnosis. They usually have a significant fight to get the services that they need. They have to involve special education advocates, lawyers, multiple meetings. Again, time away from work for the parents, another battle for them to take on. Not to mention, some of these parents fear that their child won't be safe at school, either because they elope and the school doesn't have the appropriate safety measures in place. In rare occasions, staff have actually become physically and emotionally abusive with special education students. So what is this like for the parents? Well, the studies show that 73% or more tend to experience depression, guilt, as well as blaming themselves and experiencing judgment from others, and even judgment from other special needs parents, which is probably the hardest to take. Many of these parents also feel like they're grieving the life that they thought their child would have, or the life they thought they would have as parents, and have lost many of their social supports or family supports or people who are constantly telling them what they should do or how they're doing it wrong. So I want to just give a few tips here, or just a few things to consider if you're a parent in this position, or if you're a friend of or family member of a parent who has a medically complex or special needs child. And I know this is going to sound way simpler and easier than it is, but I'm going to try. These families need to be wrapped around with support. Mothers, fathers, grandparents, whoever is taking care of this child or these children. They need respite care. They need social supports. They need to get out of their house. They need a change of scenery. They need people to watch their other children when they have to take their children to a medical appointment. They need friends, true unconditional friends, non-judgmental friends. They need support groups sometimes. They need online communities. They need appointments with therapists that can be done virtually or on off times so they can accommodate their schedule and make time for themselves. If you have a friend who is in this position, try to take them out while their child's at school. Take them out for lunch, go for a walk, let them vent, take them to get their nails done, especially for men because they often don't get that level of support. Just be an ear for them. Bring the sports game over to their house. You know, whatever needs to happen to make things as normal as possible. Just anything that takes away from them being stuck in that identity of a special needs or medical parent. Because while that is their life, they deserve to have experiences and an identity outside of that. For more resources on this topic, visit the neurocyclopedia.com, where I have blogs, camps, nonprofits, books, and tons more information that could support you on this journey.